Hola Spain lovers, Stuart here with another video today, coming to you from the magnificent city of Santiago de Compostela in the northwest of Spain. And as you can probably tell, this city is famous for pilgrims. People from all over the world come here to complete the famous St. James Way pilgrimage. But is this a city here in Spain worth visiting if you are not a pilgrim? That is the question that I'm going to try and answer today. So let's get stuck into the video. And straight off the bat, I'm going to say yes, this is a city that you should consider visiting if you are coming to Spain. And basically, there are endless reasons for that, and we'll talk about some of those now. And we'll start with reason number one, and if it's not obvious already, it's the architecture. Stunning. Everywhere you go in the central part of the city, in the old part of the city, you come across gems like the ones that I have behind me here, and the one that I have in front of me here, the cathedral. Now, if you're not familiar with Spain, this city, as I mentioned before, is located in the northwest of the country, a city of around 100,000 people, and it's also the administrative capital of the area here, Galicia, which is one of Spain's 17 autonomous communities. But Galicia is one of these areas in Spain which is special in its own right, special for its own culture and special for its own language. And Santiago is a place where you can see Galician culture on display everywhere you go. And it's an important city in its own right, and it's not all about pilgrims, let's be honest about that. But it is true that the majority of the tourists that you see walking around Santiago de Compostela, at least in the central part of the city, are here for the pilgrimage. In fact, over the centuries, this city has become one of the most important pilgrimage destinations in the world, alongside with Rome and Jerusalem. And I think current figures state that some 300,000 pilgrims make the journey to Santiago de Compostela every year. Wow! Some people do it for spiritual reasons, some people do it for religious reasons, other people do it for cultural reasons, and of course many people do it for personal reasons of their own. But whatever the reason, numbers of pilgrims visiting this city on a yearly basis keep on growing. Now, as you guys know, I've been living in Spain for over 25 years, and I'm going to be honest, during that time I have had no interest whatsoever in doing the Camino de Santiago. In fact, the reasons for me coming to Galicia on almost a yearly basis in recent times have nothing to do with religion, have nothing to do with spirituality. They have more to do with the fantastic food and drink culture that you can get in this part of Spain. And believe me, the food and drink culture in this part of Spain is one of the best in the entire country. But I'll talk about that a little bit later on in the video. Now, I first came to this city back in 1991. I have friends that live in Galicia and they brought me to this city on various occasions. And I'm going to say the city today is a lot different to what it was back then. Of course, there were pilgrims coming to the city back then, but nothing like the amount of pilgrims that are coming to this city in recent times. Because let's be honest, when Martin Sheen and his son Emilio Estevez showed the world this city in the movie The Way, I think it was called, things changed forever because the United States found out about this place. And the amount of American accents that you hear in virtually every corner of the central part of the city is unbelievable. And of course, with the influx of so many tourists to this city in recent times, social problems start to occur and neighbours start to complain. In fact, every year now you can read stories in the press about the locals here complaining about the amount of tourists and some of those tourists' behaviour, which leaves a lot to be desired. Because as we know, some tourists, and I'll repeat that, some tourists are not foreign tourists all the time, but also local tourists, don't know how to behave. Now it's time to talk about the weather, and when we talk about this part of Spain, the northwest part of the country, or the whole northern part of the country, the weather is very, very important. Now I know what you're thinking, Stuart, it's a sunny day, it's a fantastic day, and that is true. It's around 22 degrees today, not a cloud in the sky, and people are out and about. But believe me, this part of Spain can be very, very wet. Yes, some parts of spring, the summer months, and also parts of autumn can be okay, but the rest of the year here can be very, very wet indeed. And some locals even say that visiting Santiago de Compostela on a day like this, when the sun's shining, is not a true reflection of the city. There needs to be some clouds, there needs to be some rain. I don't know about that, but that's what some locals have told me. So if you get lucky with the weather, which has been my case today, fantastic, but keep in mind that it could be wet when you visit this city. So bring an umbrella and also bring a raincoat. Now, Santiago is also a university city. It has a fantastic student vibe going on, plenty of young people about, plenty of restaurants that cater to young people. That also keeps prices down as well. And students from all over Galicia, all over Spain, come here to study at one of the world's oldest universities here in Santiago de Compostela. Now, keeping on the subject of weather, one of the advantages of being such a rainy part of the country is that everything is green, and everything that surrounds the city is also very lush and very green. And this is a place that during the summer months, people from hotter parts of Spain, for example, the central parts of the country, some of the southern parts of the country, flock to escape the extreme temperatures in those other parts of the country. For example, in Madrid, temperatures in the high 30s most days. You come here, you get milder temperatures, you get the occasional rain shower, and that's what people want. They want cooler weather. So that's also an advantage of this part of Spain. Now, it's just gone 12 midday. I'm feeling a bit peckish and time to sample some of the fantastic food and drink in this part of Spain. I'm going to start with one of my favorite things, and that is the empanada, the authentic Galician empanada. So let's go and find a place that sells that. I'm going to get out of the tourist area because all of the places in the tourist area are probably going to try and rip you off. So out of the tourist area, I'm going to go into the main part of the city, the more modern part of the city, and try and find an authentic Galician empanada. Let's go. Now, before I get something to eat, I just want to give a shout out to the people that have made my trip to Santiago de Compostela possible, the great people at jumptospain.com. If you're not familiar with Jump to Spain, it's a website where you'll find the best holiday and hotel deals here in Spain. In fact, they offer holiday and hotel deals to cater to every budget. You've got high-end options, you've got affordable options. In fact, the hotel that I'm staying at here on the outskirts of Santiago was booked on jumptospain.com. And honestly speaking, it's a decent hotel with plenty of services, and the location is not bad too. As I mentioned, on the outskirts of the city in a very quiet area. So what are you waiting for? Go to jumptospain.com and get yourself a fantastic deal when it comes to holidays and hotel accommodation here in Spain. Now back to the video. Now, a quick Google search has given me this place here, which apparently has some of the best empanadas in the whole of the city. It's called Chus Sande Obradoiro Artesanal. 4.8 out of 5 is the rating there, and I picked myself up some empanadas to try now. Looking forward to it. Now, I've gone for a traditional empanada with an octopus filling, and also 2 more modern style empanadas, more of the Argentinian style empanadas, smaller individual size. One is bacalao or cod with raisins, and the other one is lacon or some type of ham with grelos, and we'll find out exactly what that is when I dig into them. So this is what we are dealing with here, one of the best empanadas in the city apparently, and the filling, it's very full, I will say. Let's bite into it and see exactly what's inside. And this, if I'm not mistaken, is the cod with raisins. Look at the filling that we've got going on inside there. Plenty of cod, raisins as well, onions, and a tomato base. Fantastic. The second one I've gone for is lacon, boiled ham, I think is lacon. And this also, let's bite into it and see what else it's got inside. Yeah, so on the inside we've got that ham, we've also got turnip greens, and there's a strong flavour of chorizo coming out of it as well. Tasty. And let's try the final piece that I bought here, the more traditional empanada from this part of the world, the bigger empanada that you buy in quarters. This quarter was around €5.50, I think, whereas the other ones were around $2.50 each. And this one is filled with octopus, which is also a local specialty in this part of Spain. And you can get an idea of exactly what we've got going on inside there. We've got fried onions, we've got tomato, and we've got that pulpo, that octopus in there as well. Can't wait to bite into this one. And that is an authentic empanada gallega, or Galician pie, if you like. The flavours are unbelievable. You've got some of the traditional flavours of Galicia crammed in between these two pieces of pastry. And if you come to this part of Spain and don't try the empanadas, you're missing out big time. Now it's time for lunch, and as you can see, I've moved out of the main tourist area here in Santiago de Compostela because I reckon you can get better value for money in some of the restaurants outside of the main tourist area. I found a place here that does a menú del día for €12.50, and that's where I'm going to have lunch. So let's go. So lunch is done and dusted, and I'm going to say it was a very, very nice meal, very big portion sizes, and I'm satisfied with the food that I have eaten today. €12.50 was the price, so good value for money. And as I said before, always best to move out of the main tourist areas to get the best value for money meals in these cities here in Spain, or at least that's my opinion. Now, when it comes to getting to this part of Spain, the city of Santiago de Compostela is fairly well connected to other parts of the country, especially other parts of Galicia. There's also a fast train service from the capital city, Madrid, which will take you straight here in around 3 and a bit hours, so that's a pro. The road network is also quite good, and there's an international airport here too, but I don't know how many international flights come into that airport nowadays. But there's another international airport not far away in the city of A Coruña, so you could always fly there and then come to the city of Santiago by train, by bus, or hire a car. Once you're here, getting around the city is also fairly easy. It's a manageable city by foot. It's a little bit hilly, I'm not going to lie, but it's fairly easy to get around if you don't have any other form of transport. There's no public bicycle scheme that I have seen, so not many bikes around the place, but there's plenty of buses and they seem quite frequent, and it's not all that expensive either to catch a bus. You've also got taxis, but as I said, in my opinion, the best way to get around this city is on foot. And when is the best time to visit this city? Well, again, in my opinion, I would be avoiding the peak winter months, so halfway through November, December, January, February, March, I would avoid those months. April, you can start to come. May, June, July, August, September, October, you could visit this city, and hopefully you'd get a day like today. But as I said earlier in the video, if you visit this city and it is raining, it has a particular charm all of its own. Now, one of the must-visit places in this city is what I have behind me here, the Mercado de Abastos, but you've got to come here when it's open, unlike me, who has missed the opening time by about an hour, so everyone is shutting down. But when you come here and it's full of life and you can see all of the fantastic produce on display, it's well worth a visit. And it's from this magnificent park in the heart of the city of Santiago de Compostela that I'm going to start to wrap this video up. And to answer the question that I posed at the beginning of the video, is this a city that you should visit if you're not here on a pilgrimage? The answer is absolutely. This is a wonderful city and it shows all that Galicia has to offer. Magnificent architecture, you've got Galician culture everywhere that you go, and the food in this part of Spain and the drink in this part of Spain is second to none. And basically there is something here for every traveller, and it doesn't matter whether you are a seasoned traveller or a novice traveller, you'll find something in this city, the city of Santiago de Compostela. So if you are planning a trip to Spain, whether it be for the first time or returning to this magnificent country, make sure to put the city of Santiago on your list and right at the top of the list. Questions and comments, please leave them in the section below. If you have anything to add to the conversation today, please, the comment section is the place for you. If you have been to this city, I'd love to hear your comments, what you thought of the city. And if you're planning a visit here, let me know what you expect. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, very important, and turn on notifications so that you never miss a video that I publish. Until the next one, hasta luego from the magnificent city of Santiago de Compostela in the northwest of Spain. Bye-bye.